Hello everyone, welcome to this tutorial. Today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how to do stick figure type stuff. Like how to kind of encode. I don't know, but like so that you can kind of using pen draw stick figures or stuff like that on the screen. So, alright, anyway, here we go. So let's create a new project. Okay. So to start, I'm going to create a block, and I'm going to call it define figures. So I'm going to define all the different shapes that you can draw. And I'll have a when the green flag is clicked. I want to define figures, and then create another block, and call this new shape. And then you can call this whatever, coordinates. So, inside of new shape coordinates, well, you're going to create two lists. One of them is going to be names. Another one is going to be coordinates. So, so you want to edit this? Okay, so you're going to say name, and then coordinates. Okay. Okay. And you're simply going to add coordinates to coordinates and add name to names. And then instead of define figures, we're going to delete all of coordinates and delete all of names. And this is where we're going to create new shapes. But so to start, I'll create a simple. So the idea is because we want to also be able to make the shapes at different sizes. So what we're gonna do is new shape, and you're gonna say so first you're gonna start out. So I'll name it dude, and then for the coordinates. So you start. So you input what you want. So you're gonna multiply whatever gets inputted when you're drawing the figures, like the size, and multiply it by whatever is in this number. So I might multiply the size by 5. So 5 would be So I'll multiply it by 5, and then do -1. So that'll put him at the bottom right corner. And then I'll go to -5, 0, 0, 0. And then -5. Actually, I'm just going to do the lights for now, because I just want to kind of give you an example. So I can do my variable, and we need to create a variable. Well, we need to create a block and say figure, and then name. So what figure you want to draw, and at x, y, and then size. And run without screen refresh. Okay, create blocks. So create a variable and call it x/y. So I'm going to set x/y in the beginning to 0. And then grab a repeat loop. And we want to repeat grab length of item blah 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 coordinates, and then instead of their item hash names of name and name. So the length of item hash of name and names of coordinates. So yeah, and then so we want to repeat the length. Oh, we also want to create a variable called I and set I to 0, and then you're going to change I by 1, and you're going to say if letter is equal to letter I of item hash of name and names of coordinates is equal to space, which is where we separate the x and the y. Then we'll say another thing you need to do. So you need to create 2 new lists. The first one x, and the second one y. In the beginning, we're going to delete all of x, and delete all of y, and the beginning of this block. And if it's space, you need another variable, and you call this interpret, and set interpret in the beginning to blank, so just backspace that 0. And then if it's space, then you're gonna set or then you're gonna add, or you're if then else, you're gonna say if xy is equal to 0, then you're gonna add to x. You're gonna add interpret to x. But if it's something else, then we're gonna add interpret to y. That right there. And then you can say set interpret back to blank. And then but in the else, describe a set interpret to join, interpret and letter I of item. Okay, another thing to say. So if you're when you do this, if you've just added it to x, you want to set xy to 1. If the next time coming through, it'll add interpret to y, and then after adding interpret to y, you want to set xy to 0, so that it'll switch off between the two. Okay. Sorry, for those of you who might be wondering about all this, dark mode and all this, this is from Scratch Addons. I'd like to give them a shout out. Super nice, all these different add-ons. So, link is in the description. So you should definitely make sure to check that out. Yeah. So, moving on. So at the end, it'll add all the different values to the x and y list, and then I want to do another repeat loop. So I'm going to set I to 0. I'm going to repeat the length of my x list, changing I by 1, and then I'm going to say, so to start out, so you need to open up pen. This is actually really hard. Sorry, actually, this controller got in the way. So got pen, and so to start at the beginning of this repeat loop, say pen up, and change that by 1, and then go to x, and then grab a plus on both sides, x and y, drag it to down, x and y plus. For the x, it's going to be times size. There's size times, look at that, size times item I of x. And over here, item I of y. And then after that, I've got a pen down. Okay, another thing, yeah. No, I'm just gonna actually just start just doing a line. So the -5, 0, oops, 0, 5, sorry, starts over here at y0, and over here, y0. Okay. So then I'll say figure do at x0, y0, and size 3. And then I can also erase and type. Okay, so it worked. And here's the line, so I can add a little bit more. Here I could try make the 5 right here and 5 right here. And it works. So, and I could say forever. Forever erase all, and then do that mouse X, mouse Y. Let's try that. Right, and it works. So it's pretty cool. So something else we also want to add is the ability to, while drawing a figure, lift up the pen and stop drawing just for a little bit. So that I could draw a line here, and then I want to draw another line here, but I don't want them to be connected. We want you to be able to lift up the pen inside of here by doing a space, and then just clicking P, and then doing another space, and then continuing on. So to do that, down here where I set interpret, I'm going to say if, actually, okay, I'll say if, before I do this, say if interpret is equal to P, and then I'll make this into, it's also another feature of scratch add-ons. So then I'll set xy to 1, or to, I'll set xy to 0. Oh no, actually it already did. So we're just going to add, we're going to add interpret to both x and y. Like that. So the P will be in both of them. And at the end here, grab anything else and say if, item I of x is equal to P, then just set that up. Just like that. So, might appear normal, but now if I go back to define figures, yeah, right here, so I could say, I could do 2 lines. I could do 2.5. So, or no, x would do 5, y 2.5, and then x 5, y 2.5, pen up, and then do like the same thing except add a y, negative 2.5. So negative 5, negative 2.5, 5, negative 2. and then run this. Alright. So here's to the volume. Okay, so that must mean I go to my Xbox. Okay, payment. Okay, so that means right here, where to do that, I'm just gonna change I by 1. So it doesn't do this. Oh yes. I want to set interpret to blank no matter what. So there. So now you can see it works. And so now something we might want to do is set from size to divided by 5. Maybe well, just try this out. Divided by 2. Set from size to size. And maybe if I think it looks pretty fun. You can change this. Okay, now something doesn't quite appear right with this. Technically, it should be drawing. My mouse should be in the middle, not the bottom. It shouldn't be on the bottom line. It should be in the middle of the 2 lines, but it's not doing that. So, Well, an extra. Oh yeah, maybe. Let's try running this. Weird. What's going on? Just check this out. Because they're here, but they aren't actually equal. It's doing. Yeah. So okay. So let's go check this out. So if I go to right here. Okay. So down here. It seems to be, yeah, it's not adding the right amount of Y. Okay, everyone, okay, so I figured out the problem. The problem is, well, he never adds, or you never add, the system never, it never adds the last Y value because there's no space at the end. So it never gets that command really. So what we have to do is we add just join, just add a space, and it's in space. Okay, run this. Now you can see it works now. And X and Y have the same amount of values. So you can make all sorts of shapes with this. And you can add a few extra things if you feel up to it. Sorry about all the pauses. This was officially one of my worst tutorials, but thank you for watching it anyway, and have fun. See you next time.